My name is Tim and welcome back to our channel. I am the Chief Technical Officer of Double Digital and I'm here to present our 3D printer ERP system, hereby named Plan 3D, right? That's the idea. So we have a basic structure for the minimal viable product, and so far this is going to be one of our earlier versions that we have on our private GitHub distribution. So far the company is very small, right? It's only myself and Cameron, and I'm taking care of the technical side and using most of the leverage I can to get this done with the resources we have. So what we have so far is a fairly simple CRUD ERP system. There's some features I want to add, a lot more features I want to add, to be quite honest. But we have a basic printer management, does not work, of course, a configuration panel for adding printer configurations, right? This is where the brunt of the work so far has been done in order to get this working, this functional. The file system, which is meant to store the files for the ERP system. The inventory, which is meant to be our inventory logic. There is a lot of this implemented. It's just currently not displaying because I need to update the component logic. Of course, it's a full stack production, right? This is an Electron app, so we are working on a full stack using React and Node backend, right? And Tailwind CSS where I can, right? A little bit at least. Trying to modernize it, trying to keep it, up to standard. That's the idea. And order management a little bit, but of course not fully implemented. Brunt of the work so far, just getting the wireframes out, getting the components consistent across pages, using base component stylized, standardized, modularized things. The job status to be done. This is part of our job queue that we plan on implementing, right? And so the idea is you have a job that flows in from an order. It creates a job or multiple jobs. Those jobs are automatically queued to a printer that you have configured using a file. And if that file is not there, then either the idea is you create one on the fly, or you upload one, or in the future, perhaps we generate one for you, right? A brand new file. And then the invoice system, which is going to be mostly automated logic. Of course, you're going to have to sometimes you may need to create a bill-only invoice, just to create a one-off, right? And so the idea is, there'll be CRUD operations here, but most of it will be flowing from internal logic and distribute invoices to define customers with email attachments, right? But of course, the idea is we want to keep it as simple as possible, keep it flowing, and make sure that in the long term that the least button clicks possible is the best, right? So how do we program this? Well, I'll be honest, I only have so much experience and so much time in the day, so I leverage a tool called Cursor. What is Cursor? Cursor is an AI first Visual Studio fork, which basically means it allows us to use AI to get a lot of things done. Now, of course, there's some caveats, right? The code isn't always perfect. There's always going to be bugs, and it might be unsafe. So we need to test, and make sure we get humans to come in for security, right? And that's the long-term goal, is to make sure this is desktop, this is local, this is safe and secure, and follow ACID-resistant databases, right? And make sure that and encrypt data where possible, and make sure only we authenticate with certain paths, right? The idea is you want security on the application, right? You got to build security from the bottom up, right? All of it. So as we come to design, right, we use a cursor rules file that defines some of our workflows with our full stack application, kind of giving a background of not only the current work. And let me just commit until we're on a clean slate here, and I'll show you how we might make a change in the system and what it might look like in terms of flow. So we'll commit the changes and we'll save, and we'll go from there. So give me a moment while this does it. We're going to implement a feature here. What we want to do is get basic CRUD operations, which CRUD is create, read, update, delete on printers in our ERP system. So we're going to attempt to make that change. Currently, it does not display anything. We have some basic stuff that exists, but we need to fix it up. So let's see kind of what issues exist, get the lay of the land, and try to get it to work. Mild progress. We now have 3 buttons and a couple of other more information that we're loading into the console in terms of shadow DOM and other component IDs.